To check the permissions, we will use ls-l. I told you this command in one of our previous lectures. Here you can see, if you count them, these are 10 in total. Okay, so the first place which says D stands for directory. If it was a file, then you will see a blank. Okay, so the first place is D. The rest 9 are divided into 3 parts, 3, 3 and 3. The first 3 permissions are for the admin user, which means the user who has created that folder. Okay, I am not talking about root here. Okay, because root is a super user. If you take away all the permissions from the root, still root is able to do read, write and execute on all the files and folders, as this user is created when we are installing the operating system, right? So I am talking about admin user here. These permissions are for admin user. These permissions are for the group owner. See, group means, suppose I have added 3 people and assigned name group A. Now if I want to provide permissions to group A, that permission will be applied on all the users inside that group. Okay, so instead of assigning separate permissions to each user, I will create a group for them. Okay, and these permissions are for others, which means those who are not admin and not in any group were considered as others. Okay, so if we use letters here, like change mode, if you want to assign permissions to the admin, then we will use U for user, admin user. Okay, so we will use a plus sign when we want to assign permissions, and if we want to take away permissions, we will use minus sign. Okay, that means we are taking back the permissions. So user plus, suppose rwx space. Okay, first let's just create a blank file, let's say temp. Okay, and let's check the permissions for temp. You can see the admin has the read write permission and others has read only permissions. But suppose we want to assign full permissions to all of them, for admin, for group and for others, which means rwx, rwx, rwx. Okay, so if we use letters in order to assign permissions, we have to use u plus rwx and then the name of the file. Okay, then g plus rwx, that is for group, and at last we will use o for others. So if you want to assign full permissions to all of them, we have to use these commands, right? So if you check, you will see all of them have full permissions over this file. You can see the file colors changes to green. Green means the file is now executable. As soon as we assign the executable permissions to any file, it will change its color to green. So if you want to take back the permissions, you have to do u minus rwx for temp. Okay, again g minus rwx and then again for others, right? Now if you check again, you will see there are no permissions whatsoever on this file, right? So this is the one way. The other way is to use numbers, chmod 777, which means read, write and execute for admin, then the second 7 is for rwx permission for group, and the last 7 is for others. So change mode 777 temp, done. See, it worked, right? So using numbers are easy instead of using letters, right? And if you want to take permissions back, simply type change mode 000, which means no permission to any. Check again, and here it is. Okay, so let's change it to the default permissions. So whenever you create a file, you will get 644 as a default permissions for that file. Okay. So what does 644 stand for? It stands for read and write. 6 means 4 plus 2. R is equal to 4, W is equal to 2. So 6 means read write and R means 4, again 4. Right? So this is the easy method to assign the permissions. Right?